Hey, what's up, everyone? K Rob here, the Human Sports Encyclopedia, and I'm very excited to do my very first live stream on this page, as I was just cleared. And if you're already subscribed and you're wondering why I have this on my face, I gashed my face shaving this morning because I used a straight razor and I didn't have it tightened up enough. So yeah, I get off work and shave and clean up and shit looks like baloney. So, anyway, you know what it is. Thursday night football. We got a big one tonight. Detroit Lions, my preseason pick to win the Super Bowl, hosting the Green Bay Packers, who come in at 9-3. Lions up 7-0, and they just punted the ball away again. Thank you so much for your early support of the channel. I do apologize. I've been behind on content. I'm trying to get caught up here, and there's obviously a lot that's gone on. We had the college football playoff nonsense this week. We can discuss that. We can discuss anything you want in the world of sports. Guys, we're all here. We're all hanging out. Again, Detroit up 7-0 in the, I believe, second quarter. And you can join me and my snooty cat back there, Miss Moneypenny, as we all hang out here on this Thursday night. Hope everyone's having themselves a good evening. And looks like Green Bay's going to be taking over. They have 35-6. No, we're in the first quarter. I'm tripping. See, guys, I'm late. Had trouble sleeping today. So a little late starter, but you know what? Better late than never. First and 10 at the Lions 7 or at the Packers 17. Jordan Love out of the shotgun, hands it off to Josh Jacobs, and he dips and dives for about 7. That's a big key tonight for Green Bay if they want to be successful and win this ball game. They got to get Josh Jacobs rolling. The Lions are second in the league in fewest points allowed, despite having 13 defensive players that are out due to injury. Just shows next man up, and the culture is, to quote former Washington general manager Bruce Allen, the culture is actually damn good. This time, though, it actually is. All right, 2nd and 3, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. Packers are looking to get something going here. And say it'll be 2nd and 3 from the about 22-yard line when we come back into the first quarter. Let's take a look at what's going on in the world of sports to see UCLA has fired their offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy. If you're a Chiefs fan, you know that name. And if you're a Washington Commanders fan, you know that name as well. Everyone thought that he was a shoo-in to be a future NFL head coach, but couldn't even make it work at the college level as he was fired one season into his tenure at UCLA. He will be replaced by Indiana quarterbacks coach and co-offensive coordinator Tino Sunseri, and he will replace Bieniemy after the playoff and is finalizing his details of the deal. UCLA, out of 134 teams in the FBS, ranked 126 nationally in scoring at 18.4 points per game and failed to put up more than 20 points over their final 4 games. They are the 17th worst total offense in the nation as well, and 5th worst rushing attack at 86.6 yards per game. You think those guys miss Chip Kelly any? Rough. Also, they're expected to lose their offensive line coach Juan Castillo as well. Bieniemy's buyout is worth more than $1.2 million, and his agent said that his exit was previously planned and the plan was to always return to the NFL. That doesn't look too good. That really doesn't look good for Bieniemy to just think, oh, well, I plan not to do too well. And I have a phone call coming in. Yes, ma'am. Straightman. No. Is there something going on? Huh? She has school tomorrow. Hmm. Oh, but hadn't said a word to me. I didn't wake up till about 6. Hmm. All right. Well, let me know when they get. Let me know when I get home. All right. Thank you, Mama. Bye. When Grandma calls, you gotta answer. That would be my daughter's mother's mother. Not my mother, because I know what she's doing. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to Miss Ginger. Shout out to everybody. I hope y'all had a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. I gotta say, ours was absolutely legendary. Was dope as all hell. Man, we shut it down like an old school house party, and I kind of looked like old dude that was slumped up against the door because he was too drunk to walk home, so he got carried home, and they laid him up against the door, and he just fell in. I think those either his name was Chill or Groove. I can't remember which one. Anyway, it says, 2nd and 3. Jordan Love back to pass pressure. He dumps it short. That is caught by Christian Watson, I believe. Yeah, I think that's Christian. Ball's out! Ball's out! He fumbled! Oh shit! He fumbled! Lions got it. Oh, that was free real estate. He had a first down. He had more than a first down and he fumbled it. Oh, no. Detroit gets that ball back. Christian Watson, you got to be more reliable than that, bro. Oh, no. Yeah, Lions earned that. They definitely earned that celebration. Who forced that fumble? Looks like that was, oh. So hold on. That was Kirby Joseph. No, it was 23 that came in from behind Davis the third, and he just punched that ball out from behind. That's a football play, baby. Great job by that defense. Yep, he got in there and he peanut punched it right out of Watson's hand as he was arching up. It was a good play by Watson and even better play by Davis. And the Lions put a lot of pressure on Jordan Love. And it wasn't a bad play executed by the Packers, just a better play made by the Lions defensive back. So now they got the ball back at the Packers 46-yard line. Jared Goff on play action. Throws it over the middle, and it is caught by Sam Laporta. That's going to be a first down. Now they're in Packers territory. Man, things can change just like that. Wow. Again, I don't think, that wasn't a bad play by the Packers. Big time players make big time plays. In that case, they definitely made a big time play. Shout out to the Lions defense. Also, thank you, because that's fantasy points for your boy. Matter of fact, let's see what that got me. I think 3 points. Take a look. Yeah, I got 13 fantasy points right now. Should they let my boys eat? And Jameer Gibbs has got 4.5 for me right now. I think that was him on the carry. Hold on, we got flags now. Number 7, he just got shoved down for the Lions. It's got to be a personal foul after the fact. When you're playing against Detroit, you cannot afford to make mistakes the way they play football. You absolutely cannot afford that. I want to say, is that 70? That's a Dan Skipper. Like a personal foul. Yep. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Add an extra 15 yards onto that. Who was that? Was that Quay Walker? That was Quay Walker. Bro. Dummy. He did stupid stuff in the game last year in Green Bay against Detroit. Or no, it wasn't last year. It was 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 2 years ago whenever Detroit went there and beat Green Bay and knocked them out of the playoffs. They said, we're not going, but we're going to make sure they don't either. That was Quay Walker. All right, so that's now at the 25 of the Green Bay Packers. I formation for Jared Goff, twin receivers. They have Laporta in as a fullback. Pressure. Goff throws it too far for Laporta. There was 3 defenders over there. Actually, that was two looking for Wright, the number 2 tight end. They had Sam Laporta flexed in as an H back with Montgomery in the backfield. Let's take a look at how that happened. Yeah, David Montgomery being asked to stay in and block on a man in the box is more often than not, that's not a favorable matchup. Yeah, and dude got blown up, but hey, A for effort. All right, out of the shotgun now, trips to the right or to the left. Jameson Williams in motion. Handoff to Gibbs on the delayed draw. He's going nowhere but backwards. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the world tonight. Let's take a look at the NBA. My Dallas Mavericks are whooping, and I know the Washington Wizards are just awful, but they're up the 117-85 with 7 left in the fourth quarter. Luka got 21, 10, and 10, so he got a triple-double tonight. Cavaliers leading the Nuggets by 14 with 5 to go. As the Cavaliers are 19-3 and rocking over the defending NBA champions. Knicks up by 10 in the third quarter, 74-64 on the Charlotte Hornets, who only have 1 road win this year. All right, 3rd and 10 now. Single backfield, trips to the left for Jared Goff. Out of the shotgun, short drop, looking, dumps it over the middle. One bounces it and incomplete, intended for who was that? for Detroit. So that was number 8. I have to go take a look at see who the eligible receiver was there, but Jake Bates will come on for a field goal now. He's only missed one all year on 20 attempts. Hope I didn't jinx the brother. Really see when it comes to streamers, I don't think we jinx kickers. That's just announcers. 43 yards from the right hash would give the Lions a 10-point lead. Snap, clean, hold, and right on inside. Almost hooked it wide right, but it stays in. And then the Lions get 3 off that turnover. It's now 10-0 early in the second quarter. Going back to NBA scores, the Toronto Raptors are not good at all. They're down by 30 at home to OKC, 87-57 in the third. Sacramento up 5 going to halftime. There's 2 minutes left at the FedEx Forum against the Memphis Grizzlies. Um, Memphis having a good start to the season. Sacramento is a little inconsistent, but we all know they got the talent to get things going. New Orleans trailing by 10 at home. They might be the worst team in the Western Conference. They really might be the worst team in the West. They're down 64-54 to Phoenix at home. 7 seconds left in the first half there. And the Bulls blowing out the Spurs on the road, 71 now to 55 with 45 seconds left in the first half. 71 first half points for the Chicago Bulls, who are 4 games under 500. And later tonight, Rockets at the Golden State Warriors. Switching to the NHL, the St. Louis Blues should be getting underway shortly at the Saddledome. They are. That the puck has dropped. In Calgary, Blues are 3-0-1 under Jim Montgomery as their new head coach. Calgary 13-9-4, just coming off an incredibly emotional night, defeating the Columbus Blue Jackets 3-0 at home, honoring the late great Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew. Of course, Johnny posthumously was named the first star in that game. I'm still struggling with the fact that that even happened. That was awful. Just damn. Might have to one day get a Johnny Hockey sweater. Calgary or Columbus. Uh, Around the NHL, while we're in break, best team. Personally, I think one of the best teams in the NHL, the Winnipeg Jets, tied at 2 after 40 with the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo. Buffalo again underachieving. Never give this team expectations, I swear. No matter the talent, it just doesn't work. Most disappointing team in the NHL by a wide margin, trailing 2-0 in the third period. Nashville at Montreal. Nashville spent so much money in the offseason. Steven Stamkos acquiring Jonathan Marchessault, and there was another big signing that they made, and it just hasn't worked. They're 7-13-6. Ottawa leads Detroit 1-0 going into the third period. Tampa Bay is destroying the young and improved Sharks, but still light years away from what they could be. It is 7-1 in the third period. Tampa scored 5 first period goals, but the Sharks, it feels like they're 10 wins this year. It almost feels like that's how many they won last year. Unless I'm tripping. Kickoff underway. We'll get back to those scores here in just a minute, and that kickoff will go out of the back of the end zone. Wish they would just go back to the regular rule. Like, there was no need to do this. Hiccups. Hey, I just had Popeyes. All right. Other scores around the NHL, defending Cup champions Florida tied at 4 in the third period in a dogfight with the Philadelphia Flyers. Philly scored 4 in the second to tie that game up. And Carolina, another one of the league's elite, leading Colorado 3-1. 16 minutes left in the third period there. And the Seattle Kraken blowing the doors off the Islanders 4-0 after 40 minutes. Later tonight, Columbus at Edmonton. Josh Jacobs gets the handoff on 1st and 10. He gets about 5 to the 35-yard line. So, taking a look at this Detroit defense, they've been able to generate a lot of pressures. The Darius Smith, what a get from the Cleveland Browns to help supplement the pass rush loss of Aiden Hutchinson. It just doesn't seem to matter. They are bullying Jordan Love tonight. Are you sure Aiden Hutchinson's not on that football field? It sure feels like he is. It is absolutely crazy still how good Detroit's been defensively with all the injuries. And it truly is next man up. Josh Jacobs gets the handoff. He gains the first down. He's in to Lions territory. That's a huge run for Green Bay. Big time run. Josh Jacobs has had a really nice season for the Green Bay Packers. Not talked about as much as, say, Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry, but Jacobs is having himself a good year so far. And let's see, this season so far, 987 yards. He should eclipse 1,000 for this season. He's projected for almost 1,400 yards. If it wasn't for a Saquon Barkley, people would be talking more about the outstanding season Josh Jacobs is having, and he really is on pace for 11 touchdowns on the ground. Like that's absolutely wonderful. And another handoff for Josh Jacobs. He picks up 7. Hey, you run that guy. If you run that man, he could break down that Lions defense and soften them up. And that's what Jordan Love needs because every time he drops back, the Lions are putting a pause on him. No pun intended, but they really are. That's another gain. Yes, 7 yards. Packers out rushing Detroit 51-33 right now. All right, second down and 3. We'll get into other stuff. College football playoff, which is complete nonsense. Shout out to the guys from the Mike and Mark Sports Desk. My buddies Mike Bueller and Mark Sanders. If you haven't seen it before and you're new, just look up Mike Bueller on YouTube and go check out the show. It's also on Spotify. See, I had to take a sabbatical from today's episode. I was just really I almost felt like it was the equivalent of being jet lagged. I couldn't get any sleep to save my life. I was non-functional. So Mark Sanders, Sandman, stood in for me and did my rant on the college football playoff for me. I greatly appreciated that because I got stuff to say about that. Alabama shouldn't be here. That's all I'm going to say. It is nonsense. Another first down for the Packers. And do we have a flag? Did the Lions jump or did the Packers induce movement? Let's take a look. That would be offsides on the Lions. Packers will take that as free real estate every single time. That was on number 95 O'Connor. Yeah, he just jumped. Maybe it may have been the pre-snap motion that got him going by Tucker Craft. Well, that's an extra 5 yards. Now the Packers are sitting at the Lions 32. Single set backfield. Kraft motions. Hands off to Josh Jacobs, and he gets stood up. Maybe loses a yard there. Big tough stop by Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell is exactly what Dan Campbell was looking for in a linebacker. What didn't have all the world's greatest measurables, but the dude is a football player. That kind of describes what an Iowa Hawkeye is. They don't always have the greatest measurables unless they're offensive linemen or punters. The last one, don't even ask. It just is. It just is. Now, Jack Campbell is an absolute playmaker. Second and 3 now. Actually, that was a gain of a yard. Now Jacobs hands it off, and he gets another first down. He's been the straw that stirs this drink, no doubt about it. Can I help you? Really? Dude. These kids give me more gray hairs than my actual biological daughter. Y'all crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, Runyon is now leaving the game. Number 75 for the Packers. Let's take a look at what happened here. Or that's Ryan. I said Runyon. I know John Runyon's got a kid who plays in the league, but oof, he pulled. He's the right guard who he pulled and got knocked back upon contact. So he will leave the game. We'll see if he comes back in. Another handoff for Josh Jacobs. He's been the bell cow on this drive, but he does not gain anything. There's a flag down on the play. And you guys remember, if you like what you see here, run up the likes, subscribe, join this new community that I'm building here, and be your number one sports authority in the 4 states area, all right here. Take a look at this flag. We have offensive holding on the Packers. Now trying to move backwards on this drive. They have a lot of good momentum here. That would be on Jenkins getting called for the hold. I cannot get the swerve when I drive out of my head. And that's another thing, in case you don't know and you're new here. Boy, you see the figures in the back, lifelong wrestling fan. All right, that's the fifth penalty in the first half on Green Bay for 44 yards. I don't care how much you're moving the ball, penalties will kill you. Period. So now first and 20, Jordan Love drops back to pass. He's going to have time to throw, throws it down to about, oh, what a stick on Tucker Kraft. But he will get a little bit past the original line of scrimmage. So that puts the Packers in a bit more manageable situation. But he took a shot. Let's see, who is that leaving? Looks like he's going to the locker room. 33 for the Green Bay Packers is headed to the locker room. Jordan Love really hasn't had too many opportunities to throw the football. He's 3 of 6 for 31 yards. Now second down. Be second and 12. They gained 8 of those yards back. Man motions, delayed handoff, play action, pressure. Love breaks the pocket. He's going to scramble. He's going to get the first down, and he's going to step out of bounds at about the 17. Big time play by Jordan Love to put the Packers in scoring position. Now they're inside the red zone. Big opportunity for them. Lions did not blitz, but they're still applying a lot of pressure with 4. But everyone was taken care of downfield. Love really used his smarts to pick and choose when he needed to run there. Now that was really smart. Now it's a new set of downs for the Packers. They can settle down now. They have it at the 13-yard line of the Lions. More motion, handoff to Jacobs, and he gets absolutely snuffed out. There's another flag. What do we got here? A little bit of chirpiness in the secondary, but we've got another flag on this drive. This is on the Packers, momentum killer. See what the call is. Looks like illegal contact on the Lions. Oh, now that's huge for Green Bay. That is absolutely huge and another first down. That was on Zadarius Smith. See where he got his hands up at. Oh, yep, right up in the face mask of number 63, who he's engaged in a single coverage. Actually, it looked more like he got his hand on his throat. Now that's crazy. He was engaged in a one-on-one, but it kind of looked like he was choking dude. Ninth play of the drive now for Green Bay, and they get extra yards tacked on for the illegal contact, or it's, I believe, either illegal hands to the face. But now they're at Detroit's 8. It's a big opportunity for the Packers. They're going to hand it off right side. Josh Jacobs, he gets that pile pushed down to the 2. Boy. That's setting the precedent on what the Packers are going to need to do to win, to be able to put points on the board in this game. Sustain drives, run that football. Just follow number 8 and everything will be okay is the message on this drive, and it should be the message for this entire game, quite frankly. Jared Goff having to watch. This is the now 11th play of the drive. Only one pass attempt by the Packers. Now they're in shotgun, twin receivers to the left, twin tight ends bunched on the line. Say they hand it off to Josh Jacobs. They do again. Oh no! Ate him up. Everyone bit on the RPO, but Jordan Love overthrew a wide open Tucker Kraft, and I mean wide open. He slipped out. Everyone run committed. So he was able to break off the block, and Jordan Love was clean. Nobody was even close to him, and he just airmailed a simple, fairly easy throw to make. But that's gonna make it now 3rd and goal, 3rd down for the Packers. You're at the 2-yard line. Just punch that ball in. Nothing fancy. You need these points. You didn't come this far to come this far. Jordan Love looking. He steps up into the pocket. That is incomplete. Oh, it's intercepted. Tipped and intercepted, but there's a flag down. I think that might be defensive holding in the back of the end zone. Ball's intercepted, but I think that's going to be on the Lions for defensive holding on Terrion Arnold, the first round rookie. Yeah, he's looking like he knows that he got caught. Dan Campbell does not look too pleased. It's highlighted Christian Watson. Did the Lions play? They played man across the board. Yeah, Christian Watson, yeah, he got held. Yeah, he absolutely got mauled in the end zone. And then Terry Arnold goes up taunting to the celebrating to the crowd. Yep, and there it is. Flag on the Lions and a fresh set of downs. Pass interference in the end zone. That was very blatant, bro. Detroit has been penalized the most times for pass interference this year. That's their 17th pass interference penalty, second tonight, most in the NFL. So we're gonna get a fresh set of downs. Packers got a huge break there. Single back set for Josh Jacobs, 2 tight ends, and they got a third in and handoff to Jacobs. Walks in, damn near untouched, touchdown Packers. As it should have been. The pass interference call, the illegal hands of the face call, 2 big penalties cost the Lions, and Josh Jacobs punishes them, and the Packers get on the board. That is a 7-minute 26-second drive, 12 plays, 70 yards. Man, that's good stuff. If you're a Packers fan, that's what you like to see. Because this is a big, big game tonight for Green Bay. If they win this game, then they can get within 1 game of Detroit. Extra point attempt is barely good. Damn near hooked that one. I'm not saying these kickers have been bad this year, not all of them, but woo, it ain't been all that good either. It ain't been all that good either. But 12 play, 70-yard drive, 2 big costly penalties by the Lions defense, and the Packers are back in. It's now 10-7. Switch, man, let's take a look at some scores. But we got some blowouts in the NBA. Knicks up 175 going to the end of the third. Mavs win by 36 points, 137 to 101. OKC is obliterating Toronto by 30, 99-69. Nice. Got a tight one at the Forum in Memphis, 63-62 Grizzlies at half, 65-54 Suns leading New Orleans in the third, or to start the second half. Started the second half in San Antonio, 73-57 the Bulls. Nikola Jokic at 27 points, 20 rebounds, 11 assists, and the Nuggets still lose by 12 points. Cavaliers go to an NBA best 20-3. Let's slide over. Check some NHL scores. Blues are currently scoreless midway through the first. See if we've got any changes. Detroit has tied Ottawa in the third period. Alex DeBrincat scored his 11th of the year. 8-1 now, Tampa over San Jose. 8-1. Philly has taken the lead. 10 minutes left in the third. 5-4 over the Florida Panthers. And Columbus scores early. Kevin LeBanc second against the Edmonton Oilers. That game is in the first period as we stand right now. Before we get back to it, y'all, I got to say something about this college football playoff nonsense. Alabama shouldn't be in. They absolutely shouldn't be in. I don't care about the name brand. Yeah, it's a business, but guess what? If it's a business, tell me why those kids play football. Are they just wasting their time? Because if that's the case, you're preordained by Alabama until you prove somebody wrong that you're automatically in because you're Alabama because of a brand name. Outside of the last couple of years, I use Texas as an example. Outside of the last couple of years, Texas hasn't been Texas since Colt McCoy. All right. So you're telling me any year where they may have won 8 games or even 9 games, but didn't go to the Big 12 championship game, and all those years they were still in the Big 12, post Colt McCoy. Let's say there was a 12-team playoff. They automatically get in because their name's Texas. Is that how that works? Well, according to the CFP, apparently your wins outweigh bad losses. Did Alabama beat Georgia? Absolutely did. Did they also lose to Vanderbilt, who, let's give all respect, Pimp and Vandy finished 6-6. They're going bowling this year, and then they were ranked a couple times this year. Lost to Oklahoma. Did you get embarrassed by Oklahoma? Yes. Should you have lost to South Carolina? Yes. Is South Carolina a better football team right now than Alabama? Yes, they are. But because we needed a reason to justify having them in, they're in. Whatever. Losing to Oklahoma and Vanderbilt is less catastrophic than losing to Georgia Tech and Syracuse, who's ranked. Whatever. I spent enough energy this week being upset about the college football playoff. It's not perfect, but come on. Really? Now we're not even hiding a bias. Damn all that. Lions got it now, 1st and 10, back at their own 30. Hand off to David Montgomery. He's cutting, he's moving. Picks up about 9 yards. Strong run there by David Montgomery. Hell of an individual effort. I just think it's nonsense. What's the point of these kids even playing? Like, who should be the most angry this week? Obviously, Miami. Like, that's nonsense. Think about it. Alabama moved up by beating Mercer and Auburn. Like, I can't even recall if Mercer's even a strong FCS team. Like, they might be. I haven't looked at FCS standings. But Auburn's 5-7. They're not going bowling. And they didn't even beat Auburn all that impressively. Big throw by Jared Goff, and the Lions are in business to Jamison Williams. And they are moving. That's how fast Detroit can move, baby. They got a lightning fast offense. And they do it efficiently. Like, watching them move the football is like watching butter get sliced up. It's so nice, so aesthetically pleasing. Jared Goff, 9-14, 94 yards. He's looking to throw again. Dumps it short to David Montgomery. He's got a couple blockers, and he picks up about 6 yards, about 5 or 6. Miami should absolutely be hot. Like, this is beyond ridiculous. Everyone not named Texas in the SEC. Bottom line, if you're in the SEC and if you win at least 9 games, you probably have a better shot than anybody, even if maybe you have a bad loss. And I'll use Mizzou for an example. All of Mizzou's losses were to ranked teams. All of them. Lost to South Carolina, who's ranked. Lost to Texas A&M, who's ranked. Lost to Alabama, who's ranked and in the playoff. Pick up the blitz, fade ball by Goff thrown behind Jamison Williams. I'm a Mizzou guy, obviously, but I'm not trying to advocate, for them to, get in because, they're not getting in. 3 conference losses is 3 conference losses. Same with Alabama. But, boy, that Georgia win, that's literally the one thing that they got to hang their hat on is that they beat Georgia. Oh, they also lost, and yeah, they have a good loss to Tennessee. But eye test and record. It matters. Jared Goff steps up, avoids pressure, dumps it short. They'll have another first down. Quick gain by David Montgomery. I watched that South Carolina game. Should not have won. Should not have won that game at all. The Oklahoma game was a debacle. They looked awful. They looked pedestrian against Auburn. Vanderbilt outclassed them from the jump. And shout out to Diego Pavi and those guys. They're going bowling. I want to see Clark Lee and Vandy be more successful again, get back to that period where James Franklin had them winning and had them rolling. I think they even won 9 games in back-to-back years back about a little over a decade ago. Jared Goff off the play fake. He's looking. He throws it. It is caught by Laporta. That's another Lions first down. They are moving that ball with beautiful efficiency. Can't even tackle Laporta. Finally got him down. Monroe St. Brown jawing a little bit with a guy who's much bigger than him, bro. I know you're a dog, but leave that man alone. It's just infuriating. It generally feels like they didn't even try hiding any bias this time. I had always felt that the college football playoff committee was hoping that the other shoe would drop on Indiana so they wouldn't have to put them in. Because from a branding standpoint in college football, who the hell is Indiana compared to Alabama? Who are they compared to Clemson and all these other more established, historically more successful programs? Like, we get it. No one more is the wicked. All right, Jameer Gibbs with the trying to stretch to the left. He picks up a couple yards. They're home at grocery store. Oh, oh, okay. I generally feel that the playoff committee didn't want to have a team like Indiana in there. If it's up to them, if it was solely up to them, no matter what a program like an Indiana could do, or let's take another example of a team that was forced, that wasn't given their fair due back in 2020. This is not a playoff example, but this is more of a um, Big Ten championship and a Big Ten bias example. Northwestern, and this was back when the Big Ten had their East and West divisions. Northwestern won the Big Ten. I believe it was the East. Well, they should have won the Eastern Division, no doubt. Or no, it's Indiana again. No, Northwestern did make that Big Ten championship game. My bad, but we were always of the opinion, no matter what, even if Northwestern won the Big Ten, they were ranked too low to go to the college football playoff, and Ohio State would have gone regardless because their name's Ohio State and you're Northwestern and you need to know your place. Indiana, had they not lost to Ohio State, and that was a one possession game with Michael Penix Jr., had they not lost that game, then your Big Ten championship game would have been Northwestern and Indiana. And I think Indiana was ranked 9 at the time of that game. Actually, let me look that up. I want to say they were ranked ninth at the time of that football game in 2020. Michael Penix. My man was in college forever and ever. He had a lot of injuries that year. Yeah, their highest ranking, they finished 12th in the final poll that year. And when they got to the Ohio State game, let me find the schedule there, because that was a hell of a year that they had. It's a shame that there was no crowds. Yeah, they were number 9, and they lost that game 42-35. Let's say that they get in and they win. So they win that game, and they're going to play Northwestern, and maybe they jump in because Ohio State was 3 at the time. So let's say that happens. Would the Big Ten conference offices be okay with lowly Indiana and Northwestern representing them in the championship, in the playoff? Because Northwestern finished as high as number 10. Their final ranking was 10th that year. Indiana's was 12. If they don't if they don't have a scenario where it's irrefutable for those teams to play for the represent the Big Ten of the college football playoff, as the Lions are now inside the Packers 5. Sam Laporta on a tight end screen gets them down inside the 5 yard line. With the big, if those two schools play for the Big Ten championship, one of them wins, and they're traditionally not successful programs, but Ohio State still has a shot as an at large. Yeah, the Big Ten is going to try to find a way to weasel in their cash cow easily. If Michigan's in the same position, they're going to do it. If Penn State's in the same position at that time, they're going to do it. When you don't hide your bias, it's a real problem. And I don't think the playoff committee even did this time around. Montgomery on the handoff, pushing down to the 1 yard line. Detroit's got momentum, looking to make this a two possession game. So I use that as an example. It's utter nonsense. Ohio State won the Big Ten championship game 22-10 because they did beat Indiana, and they won the Eastern Division by 1 game. Um, it's it sucks. There's just no way around it. So If it was up to all of them, they're not letting those teams in. This isn't like college basketball, and I wish the FBS was more like college basketball. That kind of stuff just infuriates me. But you know what? It's been a super exciting season. Tons of upsets, a lot more parity, no true dominant team, even when or with Oregon being the undisputed number one, do they feel like an undisputed number one? It's not a case of 2019 LSU where wire to wire they were the best team in the country. It's one of the best teams of all time. Jared Goff sneaks it in, touchdown, Detroit Lions. The mayor of the mayor of Detroit, Jared Goff, gets the 1 yard touchdown sneak on the quarterback sneak. Like, I'm not upset about how college football's gone this year, but the fact that they didn't that no bias was even hidden this time. Like, if you're gonna try to bullshit people, at least be discreet about it. Do we have a challenge? Oh no, they're saying he was short. Oh, taking those points off the board. Let's look at the replay here. Was his knee down? Yeah, his knee was down before he broke the plane. So Goff was short. Yeah, he was definitely down beforehand. We're going to see some really, I think, really, really fun matchups in the bowl seasons this year. You take away from the playoff. Missouri finished 9-3, 19th in the final playoff poll. They had a good year. I thought offensively we could have been a lot better. But we definitely handled our business this year. Like I said, only losses were to ranked teams. Polls 19. What were we ranking? We were 61st in scoring, 23rd in points allowed. So we had a strong defense and a middle of the road offense, which I felt could have been so much better. It was annoying. 40 strength of schedule 44. See, we averaged 219 yards passing and 170 rushing. Allowed 319 yards. We were just not explosive enough. Like, we threw 12 touchdowns all year with the receiving core that we had. That's another tangent and maybe another video for another day. Why all of a sudden Mizzou got so conservative in the passing game. I know, Brady was injured a lot of the year, but with the weapons we had, I know he was trying to force a lot of deep balls, but didn't complete a lot of deep passes, not like last year. But play calling just wasn't the same. Running game was strong, which I expect. You know, Actually, we ran for about the same amount of yards. We just threw for like 45 less yards. Handoff to Montgomery, and he is smothered. He's short. Big stop by the Packers D. Rashawn Gary in there. That was huge. That was fourth down, Dan Campbell. Know you were a gambler last year. You going for it? 44 seconds left. I don't see any reason why you don't. If you don't get it, the Packers, I don't think they would take a chance here. If you don't get it, then the Packers will just take a knee and go to half. Looks like they're just going to let the clock run. Are we going for it? The offense is still on the field. And Dan Campbell's going to take a timeout, looks like. 14 seconds left. What are you doing? Huh? What you doing? You want to go out? I don't know why. It's cold. Cat's a weirdo. She loves to be outside when it's cold. And you're not going. Yeah, sit your ass down. No. You sit in the background, be a background player. Looks like the Lions ain't being no background player. You know how Dan Campbell is. They're gonna go for it. 14 seconds left. 4th and goal at the 2. Out of the shotgun, Jared Goff. He's got Gibbs in. Trips to the left. Looks like 2 tight ends. Monroe motions. Goff looks, throws it over the middle and caught. Yes, sir. Give me more of those fantasy points. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Let's see how many points that gets me. Thank you, Jared Goff. May not be a Ram anymore, but you're still my guy. That gets me some more points. Got to. Yeah, Jameer Gibbs, 12 points. Let's go. I damn well better win. I can't believe I lost last week. Can I believe I lost last week? All right, extra point on, 11 seconds to go. And it's good. 10-point lead now for the Lions. They'll go to the half with a 10-point lead. And speaking of lead, the Blues just scored twice. All right, let's check that out. 2-0 in the first period. Let's go, Blues. That's what I'm talking about. They scored 2 goals legitimately 2 minutes apart at 12:49. Zach Bolduc, his third on the power play from Braden Shen and Philip Broberg. So glad he's back. 2 minutes later, exactly, Robert Thomas at 14:49 scores his fourth from Jake Neighbors and Ryan Suter. Let's go, boys. Been playing some damn good hockey since Jim Montgomery took over as head coach. That's what I love to see. Love to see it. Why everybody sending me all these messages, man? This game's been fairly even. It's just that the Packers or the Lions have been able to take advantage of opportunities a little bit more. Yardage wise, 88-84 Green Bay, but the Lions have held the time of possession and run 5 more plays. And let's see if they decide to do anything before halftime here. 11 seconds left, 17-7. The big issue is the fact that Jordan Love has had no time to make throws, and when he hasn't been very effective. It's 3 for 7 for 31 yards. That's been the big problem. I'll see if Matt LaFleur decides to do anything, and it looks like they're just going to take a knee and go to half, which means we'll have to do the same thing. So, guys, I'm going to take a pause for the cause and be right back. It is halftime. Lions lead 17-7. You are hanging out with K Rob, the Human Sports Encyclopedia, the best of the 4 states, and I'll see you guys here shortly. Whew. All right, y'all. It's halftime. Halftime. What that means, and then what I'm gonna do on this channel on Thursday Night Footballs. When it's halftime and they taking a break, I'm gonna take a break. We're gonna stop the stream. We will be back for the second half and more Thursday Night Football. Human Sports Encyclopedia. K. Rob here. We'll see you in the second half. Appreciate it, guys.